All right, GM. This is Hoagie from Creators Nexus, and thank you all for joining this AMA where we welcome and host the wonderful team of Second World today. We got a stacked lineup for you, so yeah, without further ado, I would like to pass the mic to our two legends of hosts today, being Nox and Cryptovius. The floor is all yours, guys. Take it away.
Yo, GM or GAG, wherever you are in the world. Yeah, great to be here on the Creators Nexus space with my great friend Nox. Nox, how are you doing, my man?
Dude, I have just had coffee number like 4 today because I'm planning on I'm moving at the end of the week. So it's like if anybody has moved before, you know how stressful it can be the week before. So I'm packing everything and just running on fumes and caffeine right now. But otherwise, bro, hey, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Listen, there's nothing more motivating than being completely pumped on espressos only. So I'm good, man. I'm good. How about you?
Where are you moving to? Degen Town.
I wish. No, I'm moving from Austria to Germany, so not super duper far, luckily, but still enough to have to hire movers and get everything packed and everything. So, yeah, takes a while.
Yeah, moving is stressful. Just like when you jump into any meme coins or just crypto in general, especially at this moment in time, it's bloody. You buy something, you go bed, and then next thing you know, you wake up in the morning, everything's dumped, and you're just thinking, why on earth did I do this? But hopefully, you won't feel like that with your move, and hopefully, the listeners won't feel like that. Well, actually, not even hopefully. I know they're not going to feel like that after listening to today's space. So, yeah, obviously, we got a massive space to take you through today. TGE equals game over. I mean, that's the burning question on everybody's lips. So we've got some great speakers here. We've got Loki. Hope you're doing well. I'm not sure if you can speak, but feel free to say hello if you're there. If not, I'll boot you off the stage. No, I'm just joking. And we obviously got Nisu as well. So I don't know if either of you want to say hello before I throw it back over to Nox.
Yo, what up, GM, everybody. I'm not on Nox's level yet. I'm on my first coffee, so I might sound a little sleepy, but I'm here. I'm woke. I'm awake. I'm here. Let's get it.
You don't want to be on that level.
I do. I need to be there. I work today too. I work in Web 2 and I have to work. I need 4 coffees minimum.
Yeah. I mean, for people, for connoisseurs, for people that are regular 4 coffee a day people, you know, it's just kind of how it is. I have, my girlfriend doesn't drink any coffee, and whenever she has one as an emergency before a flight, she's always just like, "How can you even do this? My heart feels like it's about to explode." Blah blah blah, and I'm just like, casual. Anyway, we have a bunch of other really really cool speakers here. Zaddy is in the house. How you doing?
Yo, doing well, doing well. Appreciate you guys having me.
It's going to be a very interesting space for sure, guys. TGEs, like topic of the hour, am I right? Moving straight along, though, we have the Bean in the crowd, JYP. Mike's over to you. How you doing?
Yo, GM, can you guys hear me?
Hear you loud and clear, man.
Yeah, awesome. It's actually like night for me. I'm from Singapore, and yeah, I think looking forward to having this conversation. I think interesting to hear people's takes and people's opinions about TGE and gaming and gaming especially. Yeah, looking forward to this.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that's why we've got some goated speakers on the panel. Quickly want to introduce or say hello to Ice. How's it going? Hope you're cool.
Yo, what's going on, everyone? Ice here. Thanks for having me here, guys. I gotta say, man, juggling moving with the stress of staring at these charts, though, that is no easy feat, brother. I hope all is going good for you, because can't say the same for the rest of us here. But damn, man, thank you so much for the invitation. I really am excited to be here. And actually, before we blow the stage up with the hot and polarizing takes, I do sadly have a hard cutoff at 11:30. So if I disappear, that is why, just so everyone knows. But if you guys are joining us right now, please go to the bottom right-hand corner, like, comment, and retweet the spaces, because things are about to get spicy. But yeah, back to you guys.
Damn. Yeah, thank you. So that's 21 minutes, which means we're bearish on Ice dropping the shoulder on us in 20 minutes. But it's all right. We still love you, Ice. Stefan, I see you up in the speaker. How's it going? You okay?
Very good, very good. I'm one of those zero coffee guys. So if it's coffee or Red Bull, it's an emergency or a 10-hour drive, man. That's it for me. So for now, I'm fully pumped. I'm fully ready. I'm like a plant. When the sun is out, buns out, I'm out. We can work all day. So let's chat.
I'm bullish on that. I'm zero coffee as well, by the way.
This is good though. We're already disagreeing about stuff, so this is fantastic. I kind of grew up on coffee. I've been drinking it since I was like 12 or something. Very, very unhealthy. I know. Judge me all you want. I don't care. But I would love to talk to our honored guests. We currently have Crispy Bacon here, as well as the Second World account. I would love to know who is speaking from the Second World account. And Crispy, happy to have you here with us, man.
Super pumped in Saiyan mode, being here today, pre-launch. A lot of emotions after 2 years grinding hard, and finally this milestone is here. We were scared because we were in another space that Loki would start calling us a rack. So please give the the stage to our main account, where Carlos, our co-founder and CTO, will answer all your questions as well.
So this appearance is actually all about just avoiding Loki doing like a hate and FUD thread about you guys, I guess, right? I think that's what people tend to do. We're super legit, guys. Look, we're on a Creator Nexus space. Yeah, let's go. I'm sorry. Over to you, Cryptovius.
Yeah, so I mean, being that we got the Second World account here, we might as well just dive straight into it, because you said that you was nervous and you've been grinding for 2 years. So I just want to get your thoughts on like the main topic, I guess, which is TGE. Does that equal game over? Like, what are your thoughts about projects that have done TGEs, your own project, how you expecting it to go, and what you're looking for, and yeah, and take it from there, really.
Yes, GM. It's sorry, Loki. Go ahead.
No, I'm done. That's it for today.
No, please, it's your turn.
The respect is real, guys. Can you hear that? He says one word and everybody's like, oh, Loki, please, no, we're on our knees. Tell us what you have to say. Oh my God, please. Ice already has the hand raised. Ice, what's going on?
No, I mean, like right after that exchange, I felt like it would just be rude if I unmuted and start going off. So, I mean, I'll keep my hand raised. Second, Loki, please, you guys can speak first. You know, we'll reverberate this respect train.
To be fair, I think Loki's just trying to farm some points because he wants to get some higher roles in the server. But, you know, so, right, Loki, this is your chance to speak. If not, I'm throwing it over to Second World and then we'll go over to Ice.
Okay. Oh, guys, thanks for inviting me. It's really an honor to be here with you, sharing the stage. But what can I say? I mean, it's the market talking. It's not me. Everything is going to zero. We have like super mega extra saturation of tokens. So yeah, it's hard. It's hard to launch and stay alive. So yeah, we have to hear what Second World has to say. I'm curious, like the other speakers, what they're gonna say. But yeah, actually, for all the audience, for our esteemed members of Nexus, so we just closed a contest, and that was really great. So I want to say congrats to everybody and to our partners. We did a great job, and everybody loved the game and what you guys are doing. So yeah, I'm not that bearish, just a little bit.
I mean, that's as much as you can hope for, really, I guess, at the end of the day. But man, it's true. Creators Nexus, community members, getting opportunities left and right. Lately, you had these ones involving Second World where some of the content, some of the threads that have been getting written, some of the posts have been very, very, very high quality, fantastic stuff with great information involved. But now with Loki having finally said his piece, I can finally throw it over to Ice in peace. Stage is yours.
Thanks, Knox. You know, my niche really does lie within gaming. So I'm going to use gaming as the foundation for this picture and this explanation here. And that is, people aren't here to play the fun game. And I know how bad that sounds because the narrative that we've been saying is, oh, make a dope game. Just make a dope game. Hey, Dubs, just make a dope game. Then why doesn't it ever work? It's because people aren't here to play the fun game. People aren't here to play to earn. They are here to earn and get the hell out. And if I can do this with as little time as possible, then I'm going to do that. And I get it, guys. And because when the liquidity becomes available, the real intentions emerge so fast. And one of the methods that teams have developed in order to address this is we'll create a vesting period. We're going to create a long ass cliff, right? And this actually does two things. It establishes a time frame, yes, where the sell pressure is sort of mitigated, but it also creates an expectation for investors right away. And as I said before, a lot of people in the space, we say bullish things, we say we're here to play the fun game, just make dope games. But in reality, they are here for the most time efficient way to get their money and to get out, right? So when we create this expectation of a long cliff, yes, it reduces sell pressure, but right off the bat, it will turn a lot of investors away because that efficiency factor that we just spoke of has now been extended by 6 months to 1 year. And to them, that is not a good investment. And the fact that large cliffs typically get met with FUD and resistance, it just goes to prove even further that many investors are not here to play the game. They're here to earn and they're here to leave. So I think the question that we need to really address here is like, how do we keep people interested in this game without a token? And I see like 4 hands just like immediately sprung up. So I'm gonna shut up. And yeah, back to you, Knox.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. We were actually having this conversation the other day. I was just yesterday, actually. I was hosting a space with Favor, not a sponsor, but they have a little farming platform with points that you can farm for and stuff like that. Also working towards a TGE, and you end up kind of inevitably looking for that ratio, right? It's like, okay, every single gaming project has brought out some kind of social farming and they've done a bunch of point systems and it's kind of worked a little bit, but you know that all that engagement isn't really real, right? And then you look at the TGE and it kind of reflects that beautifully in a way. So is this kind of the case of everybody kind of copying, the standard that Mon kind of set for everyone, and that's the only success up until now? Or are there, alternatives to this formula where, there are some other avenues of possibilities of success That being said, our colleagues over at Second World, you guys are, the guests of the hour, so you're bound to have some takes regarding these TGEs and what you guys are planning around them. So I would love to hear that. Over to you guys.
Well, finally, GM to everyone. It's Carlos Gaming speaking from Second World Games account. So you nailed it, Ice. You went straight to the point. I mean, in the last bull market, we have been here since the last cycle. We started like 2.5 years ago developing products when there was no great games to play, and everybody was telling us, okay, guys, you know how to develop things. You came from the Web2 industry. You need to develop a great game that take over the Web3 industry. Okay, and we did that. We did that not only with one game, but with 2 games. We have 2 games on the app stores with more than 50K organic users. Right now, actually 6 months ago or 9 or 12, I can't remember when we get to the market with these 2 games and we started coming back to the people that told us in the past that, okay, guys, you need to develop games. They were telling us, okay, guys, now you have games, but you need something new, something disruptive because, okay, now games are not the point. So we started thinking about that and we get just to the same point that you get. We need to differentiate between the 2 publics. We have 2 audiences here in the Web3 gaming ecosystem. Web3 people, which are gamblers. We are gamblers, speculators. We want to make money, to earn money, passive income generated without even playing a game. We prefer to even not doing nothing or only and not talking about playing. So, and the other public, which is Web2 guys, normies. Normies like to play games. They have been doing so. Actually, myself and my colleagues, and maybe some of you, when you put the mask of Web2 guys on, then you start playing games and you may enjoy that game. So we need to target these 2 audiences and know what they need. So in the last couple of months, we generated a new game mode, which is Fantasy Troop. Actually, IKEA, which is some guy that probably most of you know, he's not here right now, I think, but he's a Pudgy Penguin and now some guy and also a team member. He make up this concept of Fantasy Troop. Fantasy Troop is something like very similar to a fantasy. Imagine, right now we have gamers in our games. The majority of the gamers that we have are normies. They don't know what Web3 is, and we don't want them to know it. But they are playing our games, and they are spending money, a lot of money, and this number increases every month. So now imagine that the currency in the games after the TGE will be Swayo, will be the token. So these normies will be, without knowing it, purchasing this token for making in-app purchases, for buying skins, for buying battle passes, for buying everything in our games. They will be buying Swayo without even knowing that it's a Swayo and without even knowing that it's a wallet. And this will have a price impact on the exchanges and on the token, because the more users we have, the more Swayo they will be buying, the more value of the Swayo in the exchanges. And everything coming from new liquidity, coming from the normies, from the Web2 audience, from Apple Store and Google Play. And besides that, imagine now that you, as a Web3 guy, as a gambler, speculator, you just want, and you're going to be able with this fantasy trip to look for gamers, the best gamers inside our games. Just scroll over a list of people, of gamers, see their stats, and then you are going to be able to hire them or sign up with them. Give them Swayo. You are going to be able to buy Swayo on the exchange. Give them Swayo, and they are going to be using those Swayo to play battles inside our games in a betting system. Players in our games are going to be able to bet Swayo against other players in real-time PvP battle, and they are going to be earning money by their skills. They will be, if they win the battle against each other, they will be earning money. And that money that came initially from the investor, from the Web3 guy, it's going directly straight to this investor. So you can act as a manager without knowing how to play our games, choose gamers, give them Swayo, and earn passively from their skills. That's Fantasy Troop, and that's something that we are releasing after TGE. So this is our main goal. Gathering normies, make them play our games, and for that we need great games, definitely, to compete with the other Web2 games, and then creating mechanisms or modes where Web3 investor can also benefit. And that's what we are doing.
Yeah, man, that's pretty awesome, because I know with the Swile, you done some loot boxes, and So fortunately, I'm part of the Creators Nexus community and also Captains from Memeland, and both communities got loot boxes as well as like Pudgy Penguins and a couple of others. So I just wanted to know, like, what was the thinking behind using loot boxes and reaching out to these communities? Like, how did you reach out to them? How did you decide to reach out to them, or did they contact you?
Well, there's when we decided to launch loot boxes and this approach, there were so many projects out there in this space. We had games, we had a solid player base, we had a dedicated team, but we felt that like we weren't getting the attention that some other projects with far less to offer were receiving. So the thing is that we are a community founded studio and we really want to keep it that way. So we believe that growing our community by involving them in the most important parts of our ecosystem, which is Swio, it was incredibly valuable. So additionally, we didn't want to just go through the usual token claiming process. We wanted to make it more interesting by creating a story that starts with these Genesis loot boxes and ends with the token, with our Swio. So, but these loot boxes, these chests are more than just about unlocking token. They have a lot more to offer, and we will be sharing more details about that really, really soon. So our goal is to stand out in a crowded market by providing a unique experience and building a deeper connection with our community. And we believe that by involving our users in such a meaningful way, we can create stronger bonds and a greater and more loyal audiences, which is crucial for our long-term success. So ultimately, we aim to not just be another project, but to set a new standard for what it means to be community-driven by focusing on innovation and engagement with our community. So yeah, we are confident that from that selection of communities that we made, Memeland, Captain, Putty Penguins, Happy Seals, Truth Troop, we reached the good audience, the people that we are most aligned with our vision and values, and that will also like share our journey for the long run. And they are actually doing so since we launched the loot boxes airdrop. Many people from these communities have been playing our games, have been participating in our contest, and definitely have been following this fantasy troop mode that we are releasing now. So I think we did it pretty good.
Loki, do you have something you'd like to add, sir?
Yeah, please. Oh my god, it's like 2 hours. This second word account is talking. The only thing I get is say they got normies and we're gonna dump on them. So that's good. Like I wonder how many normies are playing there.
May I speak for a couple of more seconds, Loki?
Yeah, make it quick. Just a simple question.
More than 50K normies right now and growing.
All right, that's good. That's good. Yeah. So I have a take. I want to come back to the question before. I want to answer twice because I think like everybody years ago they were expecting when we say let's make great games. Like everybody was expecting AAA games for console, PC, like, but those stuff is hard. I mean, producing and developing and like getting going mainstream, it's even harder in Web 2. So actually, we are seeing a trend where I feel, I mean, it's not really a feel. Like, like stats are talking. Like the mobile games are getting users, are getting more players. I think because you or I mean now the world is gamify. Everybody's a gamer. Everybody's a phone, right? So you don't have to be a gamer as we intended before. Like everybody is a mobile gamer. So I've seen this trend, and you have more chances of succeeding. So is it the future for Web3, or at least is it where everybody should start focusing instead of focusing on the next AAA? Ice, maybe for you or whoever want to answer.
I was about to ask who that was directed to, but yeah, if it's for Ice, go for it, man.
No, dude, I really do resonate with that take. And I think something that people don't understand in the Web3 world is that, like, yes, we have the technology, we have the means, we have the money, but this same problem that we face in Web3, it also happens in Web2. And just like Web2, people often flex their wins and they try not to talk about their failures, right? And the reality of the situation is that AAA games in the real world, they do fail. And there are random indie games that absolutely pop off. But we don't hear about these AAA games that fail. Like the team works super hard. The team spent a lot of resources, money, developers into it. But sometimes like something just like doesn't go along the plan, and then it fails, and then people just completely lose faith in it. So like we've seen this happen, right? Like not every Assassin's Creed pops off. Not every Resident Evil remake or Final Fantasy pops off. That is just the nature of gaming, and that's the nature of Web 2. And I think in Web 3, we are always under the scrutiny of many more people. And not only are we being scrutinized by Web 3 consumers, we're also being attacked and scrutinized by Web 2 consumers. So I think Web 2 definitely has it hard, but I'm biased, but in retrospect, I do think trying to do the same thing in Web3 is even harder. But damn, man, this conversation is right up my alley, and I would be honored to continue this chat on another day. But I do, unfortunately, got to run, guys. So shout outs to the Creator Nexus, Cryptovirus, Nox, and all the legends here on stage. I'll definitely see you guys around. Have an amazing space and an amazing rest of your day. Ice out.
Nice one, Ice. I do want to say before you go, there's only one thing I disagree with you, and that's people don't try to hide their thing. It's not even trying. They just don't talk about it. So there's no trying involved whatsoever. They just don't flat out don't talk about their losses. But great take, by the way. I'll let you shoot off because I know you got like to dash in 1 minute. Crispy Bean, I know you got those big Arnold Schwarzenegger biceps from holding your hand up for tons of time. So Crispy, over to you.
Well, it's just so you stop bullying my partner in crime, Carlos, that I take a little bit of chatting now. Well, when it comes to being mobile first, I think this is a principle in technology development for over a decade. I think it's much more lean to start building mobile and then expand to the platforms where your users, in our case, players, are. And when it comes to having a fan first philosophy, that I have to disagree a little bit with Ice that just left, so it's not too fortunate to blame him now. But I have to say that games definitely need to be fun, at least if you want players playing them every single day. But obviously, with Fantasy Troop, we are trying to democratize the space for everyone. So not only players get to enjoy and be part of our vision and community. So I think when it comes to having that fun first philosophy, it's very important how you execute it. And in that sense, I feel that making games accessible and frictionless is one of the keys that is going to make Web3 run and get really exponential. So, in that regard, we are very proud to be on the app stores, not only on Google Play, but also on Apple, and that has allowed us to build a relationship of trust with them. And now that we are integrating the Web3 stack on testnet, it's being approved, and we have a good historical relationship that allows us to innovate without being feared, let's say. So we believe that if you really want to reach the masses and really get to this normie sentiment for everyone, it's very important to focus on mobile. And regarding on the AAA games, since we make a lot of marketing and a lot of the speculation comes from actual hype, definitely AAA games via trailer or whatever other elements are able to capture a lot of attention, but that doesn't mean they are more profitable or sustainable as a business model. Actually, if you check the numbers of the biggest game studios out there, many times they will be making much more revenues from Candy Crush than from a Call of Duty. But obviously, we live in our comfortable areas in different places that are fortunate in the world. But when we think about gaming, I mean, mobile is 85% of the population have a phone, and we want to reach those first and then expand to more, let's say, high quality platforms.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say that I do largely agree with what you just said there, and I do resonate with the fact about like mobile gaming or just gaming in general has to be fun. It's from the beginning of time, people like doing things where they have fun. You'll never meet anyone that says, "No, I don't like having a good time," or "I don't like having fun." And if you do, well, then there's something wrong with them. They need their head checked. But I do have a question for the panel, and also you can chime in on this one, Nox. And panel, don't be shy. I don't bite. You should know that by now. So feel free to put your hands up if you have any questions. I'm not like Loki. I won't fudge you to hell. Well, I will, but behind your back, just like Crispy done to Ice. But we won't mention that. So, Nox, question from me to you is, what makes you kind of like bullish on gaming? You know, like, or are you bullish on gaming? What is it you want to see like gaming projects like do or show to give you some faith that they've got a chance of surviving and thriving?
I think a lot of that has to do with the innovative approach that a lot of games have been taking nowadays to try and be different. I think we've had such a long stretch of just anybody claiming they would be a Web3 game. They would instantly get a shit ton of engagement and everybody would be super excited. But at the end of the day, it would just be some like, you know, one-off product that would just kind of copy someone else. And at the end of the day, if you do like, you know, half a second of research, it ends up being clear that, oh my God, it's actually copying a ton of other people, right? Oh, they're doing a TGE. Oh, they're bringing out a game. Oh my God, this is going to be insane. We're going to bridge the gap between Web 2 to Web 3. We've heard all of this stuff before. At the end of the day, I think, you know, what projects exactly like Second World Games is doing by, you know, changing things up a little bit, by actually having models that are interesting to both quote unquote normies and Web3 people, is one of those interesting things that actually gives me, you know, a little bit of hope. I've always been a very big supporter of like Oh Baby games as well. They've been absolutely killing it by not dropping NFTs, but just by dropping a really dope game that everybody likes to play. Second World Games, I've been playing your game as well. Hella fun. Very, very good time too. Guys, it's all available. By the way, how did we not mention this? Guys, it's available. It's on the Play Store. Right? You just have to like type it in on the Google Play Store or any of these Play Stores and you can download it. You can play it for yourself for free. It's awesome. It's a great, great time. Highly recommend that everybody goes in there and actually takes a look. But you have had your hand up for a very long time, Stefan. So sorry about that. But if you have a take about this conversation or anything else we've been saying for the last couple of minutes, go for it, man. The floor is yours.
Stefan, before you do, I just want to apologize because I think my thing is rugging. So I didn't even see your hand up. I'm gonna have to quickly check on my laptop as well, just to make sure that I got everyone. So I wasn't ignoring you, honestly. Go ahead, Stefan. Floor's yours.
Oh no, it's all good, man. I wanted to say some interesting. Am I muted again? Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. We can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay. I thought it was muted again. So the thing I wanted to mention is that a lot of crypto people are gamblers by nature. You see these tokens and you want to play with them. You participate in the airdrop because you want to feel it. You want that dopamine rush. Okay, how much am I gonna get? What's gonna happen? What is the token price gonna be? So you're doing speculation, and a lot of gamers are speculators as well. So the very most important thing that any game needs to do is have a sync. So, okay, if I'm gambling, if I'm putting in money, or if I'm putting in an effort, or if I'm liking or playing a game, when I get that reward, I'm either going to take that money and go somewhere else and I can play the same game again, another airdrop, another speculation, or I can do what Second World is doing and invite Fantasy Troop and do something else that's different and add in the gambling and the betting part. So that's how you keep people in. You can still have the money inside and make more of it, or you can take it out. But since it's already here, I'm going to place some bets and see if I can double it. And if you can double it, you can triple it. And that's how you keep people hooked. And that's how you play on people's emotions. At least that's why I think. Because a lot of mobile games add loot boxes, microtransactions, all those, like, let's say, psychological cues that keep you hooked. And those things worked. And they still work. And if you use them in Web3, they're going to work again. That's my take.
There's an incredible use of psychological aspects when it comes to Web3 gaming and trying to get people to stick with playing your game and everything, because it started off a little bit more surface level, right? Where you had the investors, people that wanted to see projects succeed, that would just buy and hold and give their takes and whatever. You know, what you would call activist investors in the Web2 world. And then you also had, you know, the traders and the people that wanted to find a profit on everything. And it was a pretty healthy balance for the longest time. Then demand rose strongly. And, that was the euphoria period. But nowadays we're at this pot where everybody wants a bag. There aren't too many, long-term, faithful, whatever investors in there. And it's that discrepancy that's causing a lot of these things to change. And teams, like Stefan kind of noticed, is that, teams will use some of these tactics, like, making an addictive loop, or, incentivizing people through various methods to just kind of keep people in there, not realizing that, okay, and this is maybe just my take, it ends up hurting, not just their project, but the entire space in the long run, when you realize that, almost all of these incentivized things have been for, a token or a bag or something like that, and that you would, turn your back to the game afterwards and never look back. It's a very interesting rope that you have to walk on. That having been said, we have new people that have been on or been trying to get on for the longest time. Lushmi is in the house. Bro, this is my first time talking to you in like 2 years. How are you, bro?
Yo, Nox, what's good, my man? Long time no see. Bro, it's actually been 2 damn years. There's no shot it's been that long. Holy crap. But
For
yeah,
those people that don't know, Lushmi and I met actually in VCs when we were still farming for the whitelist of Tiny Astro, if I remember correctly, way, way, way long ago, and we were already talking and hitting it off there. So yeah, it's cool to see you again, man.
it's been a long time. But yeah, other than that, I want to say big thank you for having me here on the space. I want to give a big shout out to Loki for recruiting me inside the Creator Nexus. I think it's already been like maybe 2 months. Or is it? I think so. But yeah, other than that, big shout out to all the legends on the panel for today. JYP, Stefan, Zaddy, Sekirul, Crispy Bar, Deki. I see you guys. I appreciate you, and I do hope you are cooking. But yeah, other than that, there's nothing else I want to add for now. I'll be just chiming into the conversation after I see what else you guys have to say. But yeah, that's it.
Well, if you're here, I mean, if you're already talking and everything, what is your take about the TGEs? Do you think that TGE means game over for games?
So let me put it this way. Honestly, yes and no. So how do we exactly split that option? Thoughts. It is because I do think that they're gonna be potentially good TGs, but I just don't necessarily think that there's gonna be as many as it was at the very start. So what I'm trying to say with this is like, guys, please do your research. Don't just go around to invest your money into whatever because at the end of the day, most of the TGs are not gonna be performing well anyways. So, yeah, other than that, I don't think there's anything else I want to say. I guess it's all about the research, just see like how the market is reacting to it, see what people think about it, get a few thoughts from your friends, the people that are more, I would say, informative and more knowledgeable from their side about that topic. So, yeah, TGs are here to stay. You have to be more careful now. And I mean, it's not only for TGs, you feel me? Like for everything else as well. Like, for example, at the very start, everything was pretty much pumping. Every single project does it, and Nox knows what I'm talking about because he was back in the days there. So essentially, what I'm trying to say is, like, you could literally just announce a fucking roadmap. Like, it doesn't have to be anything like any good information or anything. You just announce a roadmap. Project pumps. You tell them you're gonna give them a whitelist pass for another project pumps. You tell them that you're gonna announce I don't know, bug save jobs, project pumps. It was just that easy. So you get what I'm trying to say right now. As hard as it sounds, you're gonna have to do your own research. Don't trust everybody. Most of the people right now, the more we grow, are gonna be here for the money, so they're definitely gonna try to find the ways to scam you. So yeah, other than that, there's nothing else I would add. Just be careful. You gotta know who to trust, and as I said, be careful with the TGs as well.
Bro, it's crazy. You just asked a room full of degens to do their own research. I think that's a very difficult ask. I don't know how many people would be capable of this, but a lot of people like to just say, hey, I kind of think this person's very charismatic on YouTube, so I'm going to follow all of his takes.
No.
So that is kind of a lot of how it goes. Right, Cryptovius? I think you know a couple of YouTubers I'm talking about.
100%. And also, like most DGens research, if it requires reading, that ain't happening. You just got to tell them, and that's it. And then you say NFA, oh, not financial advice, and all that nonsense, but they take it as financial advice. So that's the DGen way, I guess. JYP, I see you got your hand up. Let's go for it. Let's go. What you got to say? You're gonna drop some hot bean sauce on us.
I think I just want to like share my take on like TGEs, and also like I think to me like what I see wrong in the current market. So it's like I think one of the main problems is that projects what they're doing wrong is like they're focusing on attracting users rather than cultivating actual customers, right? I think what I think it was the Second World Games account, like when you guys mentioned about like you guys are like talking to your community, getting like advice, getting feedback. I think that's really great. And like I think like for like I think the core issue is that a lot of people are engaging with Web3 products or like services, not because of like they need or want to, but because of like the financial incentive, right? I think like mainly airdrops and stuff like that's like for TGE. And then like I think one analogy I can say is like like projects are selling hair wax to bald people. It's like that you're like telling people that as long as you use my hair wax, like you get financially rewarded, and then they act surprised when everyone dumps their token upon TGE. Like I think like if you're just like trying to, like I said, you're just trying to market to these like gamblers and DJs, right, who don't actually like play your game or like don't actually like interact with your product, then they're definitely gonna sell immediately after TGE because they don't see a use case for the token. They don't see why should I be holding or why should I be buying even more tokens, right? I think that's one issue. I think like one really good example of a past project that did TGE was I think Pirate Nation. So I think Pirate Nation, they did really really well. Like even though initially there was some I think there's some screw ups because a bit of background is like I think a lot of the whales in Pirate Nation, they weren't happy with the TGE because like they didn't get as much tokens as the people who grind the game. And I think people like Grail and Maverick, they did a post on their accounts talking about like like openly tagging Pirate Nation in the team and telling them what could have been done better. And actually, because of that, the team actually like they read the post and they actually changed um the tokenomics for the whales basically. So then afterwards, like so basically they listened to the people, and then they actually did like change, and then obviously it makes the whales happier. And then people like Whale and Grail, Grail and Maverick, they bought even more. They bought more tokens, they bought more tokens at stake, they bought more NFTs because like they like what the team the team listens to the community, and that's what people that's what we want, right? We want to see teams that actually listen to the community and also act fast upon like any mistakes that like we feel that they could have done better. So I think what uh I think like successful projects is like when they actually like constantly like listen to your customers, and then also like actually like find customers that actually like your community that actually find a proper use case for your product. So I think like what you say, like you have immediate like syncs in your game after the token. I think that's really really great. I think a lot of people will like want to use the token and also want to buy even more tokens maybe if they see themselves playing this game for the long term and stuff.
Hey, you know what,
Yeah, that's
JYP? You know what? I'm sure you said loads of great things, but my mind was just focused on your attack on bald people. Like, I'm bald, and if someone said that they can use some wax and I can grow my hair back, you better believe I'm going to use it. No, I'm joking, but no, I do agree with what you said. You have to keep the whales happy, and because they can also support. But it's not just whales that can support your project as well. It's people with hair, not bald people as well. No, I'm joking. No, but it's also partners. So I just want to speak to Second World or Crispy Bean and get the panel's thoughts as well on the importance of partnerships. Like what would you look for in a partnership, and why do you feel they're important, if you do feel they're important? So Second World or Crispy, over to you two first, and then we'll let the rest of the panel raise their hands.
Well, partnerships are crucial to really build all the pieces of the puzzle and make everything work. Regarding the topic of what's better, whales or a strong community, I think the second one is really the strongest superpower that any Web3 project may have. We have tried to become community driven since the early days, and that has really allowed us to understand what the community was demanding, and that's how the game looks so great today and how Fantasy Troop has been incubated by our team. So I think it's a matter of really understanding, and we have the GameStop example in the Web2 world of how a lot of people combined together can really, put down the biggest whales in the planet and show them their strength. So power for the players, right? So when it comes to partnerships, it's similar. I mean, you need to understand what is your core business and the skills that your team has, and wherever you can extend your value proposition to with the right like-minded partners, let's do it. In our case, we have built collaborations in the Web3 stack with Polygon and Immutable, which don't only support in the technical development side, but also in marketing with grants that really contribute to enabling our Web3 stack faster. In the Web2 world, we are partnering with AWS for games to also have the whole Unity stack packed with a lot of resources and technical teams. And finally, we are very happy that recently we partnered up with Elika, that is going to allow us to really infuse AI into the player-centric experiences that we have been building up. So it's true that we have been using AI for a lot of months already, but the way we are going to infuse it together with Elika is going to be definitely a hit. And we are very excited to show the world, our second world, what we have prepared for them.
Bullish on those partnerships. Also, because my UI was messing up, I see Decky is a speaker. So Decky, I don't think anyone's thrown to you, so I don't know if you have anything that you want to chime in with as well. Speak now or forever hold your peace. I take it he's holding his peace.
Peace is being held, I guess.
Nox, let me throw over to you anyway.
Okay. So we have been throwing out some of those basic questions. There is one person though, Zaddy. You haven't really spoken since the very start of the space, so I would love to throw it over to you and see if you maybe have a take that is different from everybody else's. Just asking you the basic, title of this space, TGE equals Game Over. Do you think, is there a way that projects can do a TGE correctly? Right? Like, is there a way where it actually benefits them, or have all of the past failures proven that it does not work and that something else has to be found? What are your thoughts around this?
Cool. Yeah. So I am definitely not like a token coin type of person, like at all. I know, after a TGE, a lot of times, your NFT floor price is going down, the coin kind of like underperforms a lot of that stuff. I know, like, some people are going super low float with like the 5%. And, but then like I read a bunch of takes that like just no one's going to invest if, your supply is going to 20x over like 3 or 4 years or whatever. If you release 5%, it's like, how could you possibly get a good price entry? Just, like if an NFT project said they're 5% minted out, you're like, you're not going to go to secondary. So Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, a lot of my takes in that area, I guess, are just NFT related. Not really a coin person. I kind of just, if I get a random airdrop or something, I just check the price, and I don't even know how to like read a chart or whatever. I guess what my main take that would be a little different would be kind of on like the whales versus community thing. I assume if I'm not in like any projects with Grail or but I assume if you're um, working with whales of that quality, they keep in mind the community stuff. Like they don't want to go do a bunch of Twitter raids themselves, so they understand the kind of the balance between like a strong core community that might have like one NFT, they might have five. They might be in the Discord all the time, and then that mixture kind of with the whales. So I definitely had not seen it um, in the sense of kind of like whales versus community. Like as long as you have the right ones, they're definitely understand the balance. They've been in enough communities to know, we don't want to suck up all the and leave nothing for the people that are active in there all the time. I think they understand like you want an entry level and that type of stuff. So I don't see that necessarily as a competition enough, unless you just end up with some like super greedy whales that or community gets a little toxic and maybe everyone is a little more worried about that type of stuff.
No, it's true. The whole dynamic, and if anybody, we've all worked on various projects and everything, and like Cryptovius, I think you must also be very aware at this point. Like the dynamic between the team and the whales is a very important one, isn't it? Because the whales don't want to have to work too hard because they invested a lot of money in the project. So they feel like, they should be entitled to a little something. But at the same time, you don't want to only cater to them because then that gives them too much power, et cetera, et cetera. It's a very interesting kind of dance that happens between team members and some of the bigger holders of the collection. I did see JYP's hand shoot up, so I'll throw it over to you, sir. Go for it.
Real quick, I was just going to say, like, they kind of it's sometimes just want to be fairly represented. It's kind of one of those things, if you have no benefit of holding over 20 NFTs and you have 100, you're like, why would I hold 100 then? So, yeah, if you have the right whales, they just want to be fairly represented so they can ape in harder, kind of like someone mentioned earlier, or if the team listens to them, Um,
There are good and bad whales. That is absolutely true. I know a couple from both fields. I think everybody does in this chat. There's good, very good, beneficial whales that actually want to see the project thrive and succeed, and there's others that are, yeah. Anyway, moving straight along, JYP. Let's throw it over to you, man. You had your hand up. Now it's down. Did you want to say something, sir?
Yeah. As we were talking about whales and community members, right? I think what you said earlier was right. I think it's important for teams to really know how to in a way like market their product so that it makes the whales want to have conviction and then buy like a bunch of your NFTs, right? Because if a whale buys like a bunch of your NFTs, you know that like you're actually building it's a good indicator that the product you're building is actually something good, because these whales they're not your average people, right? They actually like they have the money, and then they also some of them they try to make smart decisions, right? So if if you see like they like sweep like maybe like 50 or 40 of your NFTs because they believe in your project, they believe in the team. I think most for me, like when I read Grail's tweets, right, most of what he talks about is like the reason why he buys certain projects is because he's bullish on the team, that he feels that he can speak to the team and the team listens to what he says. I mean as a community whale, and also like I think that's important, right? I think also not only bullish on the team but also like on the vision of what the team is trying to build. And I think um I think getting whales is also really important, because like they will be your strongest marketing tool, right? I mean, even like because a lot of people are following their wallets, right? So if you see like if people see, oh, this certain whale bought like 50 NFTs, then they'll be like, in their alpha groups to be like, say, oh, this whale bought this, like, and then they're like, should we buy it as well? And then it's like, I mean, it's good and bad because you get in like the speculators, but I think it's still good because like if it's in a way like marketing as well, and also like when they tweet about you guys, right? It's all you get a lot of eyes on your projects. I think like you see like the amount of like reach that, for example, yeah, I keep saying Grill, but Grill is a very good example of a great skill, right?
But JYP, I do agree with you with regards to that. I mean, to a certain extent, because at the end of the day, I think the biggest key is like communication, because if yes, you do have some whales that come in, they might ape in and buy 50, and then people might be following those wallets. But then it comes down to the question of from the project's perspective, do they want people to jump into the project just to buy based on the fact that somebody else is buying, or do they actually want to play with the game, interact with the game, and so on and so forth? And speaking of which, because we're getting close to the end, I wanted to ask Second World or Crispy, is there anything that you want to like mention or cover that you feel that we haven't touched upon in this space? Like, where can people find out more about the yourselves, the game, and what can they do, so on and so forth. So the floor is yours.
Yeah, just to complement my previous answer, I don't see the community effect with Wales as a competition, but still we feel that we need to put the community at the forefront. So that's why, for instance, we have rejected multiple collaborations and agreements in the fundraising side to simply maintain the conditions of those that have really trusted on our project since the early beginnings. So I just want to say to end up that regarding the main question of today, TGE cannot be game over. It has to be game on, because we felt that until we don't power our games with the Web3 vision and technologies, we are not quite in align with the vision that we always had since the early beginnings. So you often hear that people join Web3 to make money. When we started this project, we were sure that we were gonna invest a lot of our bucks, our personal savings from lots of years, to really contribute and leave our mark in the gaming history. And that's what we are working on relentlessly every day, to really reinvent the status quo of players. For those that want to stay tuned and involved, join our Discord. We have one launchpad almost about to be closed with some remaining stash. And apart from that, obviously, we are going live tomorrow, and it's not only about the price action tomorrow that we expect to that is going to be great, but not only that, is the most important part is that we are going to be able to really power our games with Web3 and expand the value propositions that we are offering to our community.
Yeah, and just one more thing to add to what Crispy Bacon said. Thank you very much to every one of you. I mean, Nexus creators Nexus, have been making amazing posts. We have been loving every one of them, liking every one of them. So thank you very much, not only for coming, but also for just discovering our gaming ecosystem and just creating content, cooking about it. So thank you, everyone.
Boom. Well, on that bombshell, folks, it looks like we're going to wrap up the show. Thanks for joining. I see so many familiar faces in the audience, so I didn't get a chance to shout you out during the course of the show, but you're in my hearts dearly. Yeah, so once again, welcome, or thank you for coming to the Creators Nexus space. Obviously, if you don't know what Creators Nexus is, it's a group of 300 plus content creators, and we push out content, supporting lots of different projects, and just spreading the word of Web3. Those of you that aren't signed up to it, you have a chance to apply as an apprentice. So make sure you head over to the Creators Nexus account, follow that, and then there you'll find all the information needed to get your journey either started or on the way, pushed along, move along nicely. Anyway, without further ado, I'll throw over to Nox. Nox, if you got any final words, because it's going to be goodbye from me.
No big crazy final things. I mean, first of all, just a massive thank you, like you said, to everybody that was on, to everybody that was listening, and to you, sir, one of my favorite people to co-host with ever. And thank you so much to Second World and to Crispy Bacon, guys, for taking the time to come on here. We got to hear some really, really interesting takes from everybody. So, yeah, with that being said, I'll throw it all the way back over to Hoagie to close us off for today, man. Go for it.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I mean, those 60 minutes fly by so fast. It's crazy. I think it was a really interesting hour full of good conversations and new insights. Again, thank you to everyone in the audience for being here, our speakers, our hosts, and last but certainly not least, the Second World team, and a lot of luck tomorrow with your launch, guys. Yeah, with that, we're done for today. By the way, don't forget to follow the Second World Twitter page, guys, and obviously every legend up here on the stage. We'll be back very soon with a new Spaces, and I'll be sending you off with a banger from way back now. Cheers, guys. Have a good one.